I realized that when you are the one who's always giving, you will eventually look like you're para kang natuyo. Okay? Or hindi ka man mukhang haggard, pero you eventually get tired. Okay? So that's what I learned the hard way, especially when it comes to my content creation journey. So when I said I already have my exit plan, I really mean it. Sabi ko, Diyos ko Lord, yung pa isa-isang post na nga lang pahirapan pa. Okay. Parang sabi ko, pipilitin kong mag-post today. Pilitin natin hanggang maubos talaga, sabi ko. Tapos sinabi ko sa mga matatagal ko ng followers, inexplain ko yung sitwasyon ko. Pero yung iba, hindi nila maiintindihan because I think most people, especially in the Philippines, do not really have the habit of giving, but have the habit of taking. Kaya nga dito sa Philippines is uso yung breadwinner mentality na kung sino yung pinakamalakas kumita, siya ang aasahan ng lahat. Okay? Pag ikaw yung nasa posisyon na yon, mapapagod at mapapagod ka. Okay? It's the same thing with content creation because it entails giving. Sabi nga ng kapatid ko, "Wala kang sahod diyan, sayang yung oras mo, sayang yung ano mo, sayang lahat," sabi niya. Kasi imagine mo binuo mo 'yan ng 2 years. Pero sabi ko sa kanya, hindi naman nasayang totally because I learned to love myself more and I also learned to value my time more, okay? Kasi my time, dati sabi ko, I value more the time of other people. But then I learned to value my time. I learned to slow down na, "Uy, hinay-hinay lang sa kakabigay. Baka ubos na ubos ka na, hindi mo na mamalayan." Wala na. Talagang ubos ka na lang. Wala ka ng choice. Okay. So, yun lang. Pero sabi ko sa sarili ko is, I will continue hanggang kaya pa siguro. Pero I'm in the phase na isang video, dalawang video o tatlong video, pahirapan na. If not for the brand, siguro sending free samples, siguro ano na ako. Wala na talaga, nag-give up na ako. Kasi time and resources are very limited. Okay. And siyempre, yung time and resource mo, gusto mo siyang ilagay kung saan ka kumikita or saan ka mag-grow further pa. Ang dami kong lessons na natutunan sa journey ko sa content creation. And isa doon is yung wag mong uubusin ang sarili mo para sa iba. Okay. Kumbaga, magtira ka talaga sa sarili mo. Kung hindi, aabot ka talaga sa burnout stage. And yan ang nararanasan ng karamihan ng content creators na naging side hustle, negosyo, or hobby ang content creation. So, dati kasi talaga sinasagad ko yung sarili ko like as in pinipilit ko talaga as in mag-content kahit na may sakit ako, may lagnat ako, may family problem ako. Tapos ang na-realize ko is I don't really own my audience. Okay? What do I mean? Yes, naka-follow kayo sa akin, nag-engage kayo, may natututunan kayo sa mga content ko, pero at the end of the day, the one who owns the audience is TikTok. Okay? Yan ang hindi nare-realize nung ibang baguhan o nung mga sumusubok mag-content creation na hindi talaga nagagrasp yung idea na we don't own anything here. Okay? Probably the content that we post, we create it ourselves, but for our audience, we don't own our audience. Kaya yung mga matatagal ng content creator, sinasabi nila na hindi pang habang buhay ang content creation, dapat may buhay ka, trabaho ka outside of content creation. Para pag dumating ang panahon na ayaw mo nang mag-post, ayaw mo nang mag-content is meron kang mapupuntahan. Okay? So yun kasi ang important doon. We don't really own anything for the audience, in terms of the audience. Kaya sabi ko sa sarili ko, bakit ko pipigain yung sarili ko hanggang sa buto, hanggang sa maubos ang neurons ko kakaisip ng content. And at the end of the day, I don't really own the audience. Okay? So, kasi kahit naka-follow kayo is, naka-follow lang kayo, pero ang mga accounts namin, hindi siya permanent. Okay? Ang dami kong nakikita na 1 million followers na nababan pa sila. Yung iba nga 2 million followers, 3 million followers, nababan pa sila. Nawawala na lang yung account nila. And ang payo ko sa mga content creator na nagbabalak, especially sa affiliate marketing is, mas maganda na meron kayong work outside of content creation and do this as a hobby muna. I-part-time nyo muna to. Okay. Tapos pakiramdaman ninyo. Kasi as time goes by kasi, dun sa unang years kasi, first year talagang excited ka, ganun-ganun. Pero pag nasa second year ka na, third year ka na, ayan na. Yung talagang nararamdaman mo na ayoko nang mag-post. Yun. Okay. So, it's not really for everybody. Yun ang natutunan ko dito. And to always love yourself first. Kung ikaw yung nasa kalagayan ko, syempre biruin mo 2 years kang nagpagod, 'di ba? Iisipin mo, worth it pa ba mag-continue kapag wala kang ROI? Okay? Kasi um like what I said, content creation is a business, okay? I think Pinoys are not really into the kind of content na for intellectuals or yung mag-iisip ka pa, ganun. Pinoys want entertainment, Pinoys want gossip, and those are the contents that sell really well. Okay? Yung kailangan magpatawa ka palagi, sumayaw ka, kumanta ka, ganyan. Kailangan maging people pleaser ka dito sa ano. Kaya this is not really a country who would appreciate, for example, contents like Your Rich BFF or The Diary of a CEO. This is not the country for it. Ako naman, sinubukan ko. Baka okay. Yeah. But I think what I would revive is my Red App for foreign market na. Ang ita-target ko would be the foreign market someday. So yun yung ita-target ko, which is my market for 20 years already in my career. Okay. 13 years as a teacher, 7 years sa BPO. So my market has always been the foreign market when it comes to my career. Nakakapagod mag-people please sa Pilipinas na hindi mo may masabi ka lang na opinyon na ayaw ng mga tao is babash ka agad or gagawan ka agad ng Reddit, okay? So even big creators or influencers like Bea Bores na sinabi lang nila na hindi masarap yung pagkain is todo bash na yung mga tao. It means that Filipinos lack the openness of learning and accepting the opinions of other people. This is not really an intellectual country. This is a third world country. It's not like Singapore. It's not like India even kasi India is good with IT. So kaya hindi kayo nagtataka, lahat ng content creator dito is nag-focus sa pagbebenta lang, which is affiliate marketing. Because without the affiliate marketing guys, or the brand deals, I would vouch that 95% of the creators would not even start creating in the first place. Okay? Because time and money resources are limited. And it's important for us to value our time and resources. Kaya ako, hindi na ako naglalabas ng mga tips masyado or ano, yung sa beauty lang, ganun na tips. But in terms of mental attractiveness podcast or ano, is I don't really give tips anymore. I realized content creation is not for me when it's starting to feel like work. Yung I felt like pumapasok ka sa opisina na kailangan mong mag-post ng video kasi kung hindi, lagot ka kay algorithm at lagot ka sa mga followers mo. And one quality na meron ako na deter sa progress ko as a content creator is I'm not a people pleaser. Kaya ako nga nagawa yung glow up ko because I don't people please. Kasi nga ang people pleasing nakakapangit siya. It's not really gonna help when it comes to your glow up. So, yun yung isa sa nakastagnant sa progress ko as a content creator. And at the same time, dun ko na-realize na, hindi para sa akin ng content creation because my personality is not a people pleaser. For the Pinoy market kasi, people are looking for an entertainer, a dancer, a singer, kahit yung mga pinapanood ko na kunwari DJ sila, nagre-request pa yung mga tao, inuutos-utusan sila ng mga tao na, oh, sumayaw ka, kahit DJ siya, hindi naman siya dancer. Okay. So, doon na nakita ko that the Pinoy audience is probably not for me because I'm very straightforward as a person and very reserved. And sabi ko, ay, nakakapagod ang people pleasing sa Pilipinas. This is why ang mga Pilipino din as a nationality is very people pleaser siya. Na to the point na kahit nilolowball ng mga international companies ang mga Pinoy is okay lang, kahit 50 pesos per hour pang ipasahod dyan. Gogora ang mga Pilipino kasi people pleaser nga ang mga Pinoy. I've worked with all kinds of nationalities kasi. Pag Amerikano kasi pag ayaw-ayaw, okay? Kahit Europeans, hindi mo mapipilit ang mga Europeans na pag ayaw nilang gawin ng isang bagay, hindi nila gagawin yun. Tapos sabi na, dito sa Pilipinas, kailangan mong maging all around. Kailangan mo pang iladlad ang buhay mo sa social media para lang sumikat ka. Tapos sabi ko sa sarili ko, di mas matrabaho pa siya kaysa sa 8 to 5 job. Kasi yung 8 to 5 job, pag nag-clock out ka, wala na yan. Tapos may day off ka pa ng weekends. Okay, kaya natatawa ako sa mga nag-encourage na content creator dito na, I left my 9 to 5 job because of content creation, blah, blah, blah. I'm so thankful. But come to think of it, content creation is a job. Okay, it's a business. And you are literally working 24 hours. Kasi kahit tulog ka, nag-iisip ka pa ng content na ipopost mo kinabukasan. Yung hindi ka makapag-absent. Sa work mo, pwede kang mag-absent. Or sa ano mo, pwede kang mag-absent. Pero dito, hindi pwede. Kaya doon ko na-realize na hindi para sa akin ang content creation. Although, grabe rin talaga yung in-improve ko sa sarili ko. Yun lang yung pasalamat ko talaga in terms of learning how to sell, learning how to do makeup, learning how to do the lashes. Natuto akong pumorma ng mas okay. Okay, natuto akong kumalma, natuto akong mag-handle ng negativity. Siguro in terms of yung mga ganun talaga is ang laki ng improvement ko because of the 2 years journey since 2024, which was not easy, but I had to go through this to become the person that I am now. You are an intellectual content creator. Tama. And walang tumatagal na intellectual content creator for the reason of there is lack of support and lack of ROI. Kasi as content creators, we operate as a business. Okay? We are operating as a business. Meaning, tinitingnan namin, pinapakiramdaman namin, may ROI ba yung negosyo ko? Okay? Kasi kung walang ROI, ultimately, we will stop operating or doing the business. This is why I stopped the mental attractiveness podcast. I continued the beauty podcast because of the brands, okay? That I'm trying to work with as well, whether it's a free sample or a PR package. Kasi ganito lang yan, bigyan ko kayo ng example. May dalawang magkaibigan. Yung isa mayaman, yung isa mahirap. Yung mayaman, dahil marami siyang resources, time, money, okay, nakikinabang yung mahirap. Okay. Pero, pagkalaunan ng panahon, napagod kakabigay yung mayaman kasi walang value yung mahirap. Okay? So, what happens is that yung person na laging take ng take, okay, marami siyang nakukuha, sige, information, ultimately, mapapagod yung mayaman na kaibigan, kaya naganap din siya ng mayaman din, okay? The lesson there is, people want to be with people who are their equals, or people better than them. People do not like to be with people who is a liability to them. So once a content creator sees that, okay, yung account is already a liability, meaning wala akong nakukuha, nag-i-invest ako ng oras. Yung oras na yon, pag pinunta ko yon sa negosyo na malaki ang kita, paldo ako. Okay? So, ako naman, ang nakuha ko sa content creation is more on yung character development ko, tapos yung glow up ko na naipagpatuloy ko because I also learned a lot of things from other creators, okay? But when it comes to the business, it's not as lucrative as I expected it to be. Meaning, mas malaki pa yung kita ko as a teacher. Okay, this is why I'm telling new content creators or people who aspire to be content creators, do not leave your job just because you see people flexing their houses, their cars, and yung mga bagay na napundam nila because of affiliate marketing or content creation. Okay? Because it's not as easy as what you think it is. And for me, syempre, doon ako sa maglalagay ng kita. Okay? Sa bank account ko. Kasi kung ako yung labas ng oras at saka ng pagod, tapos wala akong nakukuha, kahit na konti lang, is ultimately, yun nga, na burnout na. Okay? This is why a lot of affiliates stop. This is why a lot of content creators stop. And this is the reason why many people here who are content creators only show the beautiful side of this business, but they do not show the ugly side, which is hindi siya kasing dali ng inaakala ng ibang tao at hindi ganun kalaki yung kita na um, ine-expect. Like, not everyone will get the 6 digits or 7 digits na flex dito sa TikTok. So that's why most of them are also offering subscriptions so that you pay them for their knowledge. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, guys, wala na pong libre. Very thankful ako sa journey ko sa social media. Although hindi ko naabot yung pinaka-goals ko. Kasi ang dami ko namang natutunan tapos skill set na na-develop. And then yung glow up ko, natupad ko siya in fairness. As in, natupad ko siya because of yung social media content, motivate. Yung namomotivate ako magpaganda kasi nga nagso-social media ako. So natupad ko yung glow up ko. Pero ang social media may dark side din. So naabot ko na yung burnout stage. Yung ayoko na ring mag-content. And hindi lang kasi ako yung nakaramdam nun, marami. Mas lalo na yung mga 200,000 followers na nakita ko na akala ko ako lang kasi yung nakakaramdam. Pero gusto kong i-express kasi ang nakikita lang ng followers is yung magaganda. Gusto ko makita ninyo yung struggles namin as a content creator. So, sabi nga ng kapatid ko is parang content creation is a thankless job. Kasi sabi niya, kung sa work ko daw nakakakuha ako ng fixed na bayad, ganon-ganon, or pay. Sa content creation, para akong nagbibigay ng libre. Kumbaga, yung follow lang nung yung bayad. Tapos sabi niya, worth it pa ba yung pagod mo? Tinanong niya sa akin. Tapos sinagot ko siya sa utak ko na hindi na siya worth it ipagpatuloy. Kaya lang, meron pa akong mga brands na pinopromote. Like for example, yung BMRS, pinopromote ko yung brand na yan. Kaya hindi pa ako bumibitaw hanggang December. Pero uh, just to let you know, I already have my exit plan. Okay, kasi may mga times na talaga na ayoko na mag-post. Okay, so ayoko na rin mag-live kasi sinubukan ko mag-live during the past few days and parang pinopromote ng TikTok ang TikTok promote. So kailangan pa naming magbayad para lang to get a certain reach when it comes to live viewers. So sabi ko hindi na siya worth ng time investment and money investment. Kasi at the end of the day, social media is a business. So sabi ko, meron na akong exit plan, sabi ko sa kapatid ko. I'm rebuilding my career as an ESL teacher and I will do business. And yung baon-baon ko yung mga natutunan ko sa social media. Okay. Kasi kahit papaano yung journey na to, hindi man siya naging madali. Okay. Pero naging fulfilling siya. Kasi yun, natupad ko talaga yung glow up ko. Nag-bloom ako. Pag tinitignan ko yung old videos ko, ang laki ng difference. So, doon pa lang sa personal development, sabi ko sa kanya, kahit papaano is panalo na ako. Kahit hindi man sa monetary. Pero just expect fewer contents and fewer lives or no lives because I'm already focusing on my exit plan. Peace kasi is very expensive. It's expensive in a world that chaos is everywhere. Okay. And so I learned as I get older, no, that I don't really need extra attention or validation. I just want to be at peace. And sometimes being at peace means it's a little boring or it can be too quiet sometimes. But sometimes being quiet is better than yung chaos. Okay? Kasi people are drawn to the negative. Kaya napansin nyo, pag nanonood kayo ng news, puro bad news ang nilalabas. Bihira kayo makakita na may good news na nilalabas. Okay? Puro bad news. It's because people are drawn to chaos. And for me, I'll do everything to protect my peace. Kaya I also promise myself, when the time comes talaga, that I have a partner, I have to protect him as well. So, yung mga exposure na ganito, social media, kahit ako, naglalay low na ako. Parang ano lang naman ako chill lang. Wala naman tayong kakompetensya. Sarili lang natin kakompetensya natin. Parang sabi ko, hanggang kailan kaya ako magti-TikTok? Hanggang kaya ko pa? Or hanggang meron pa akong maitatopic? Pero sabi ko sa sarili ko, is it gonna be worth my peace someday? Or if it's gonna take away peace, yung peace of mind, then maybe, dun siguro titigil ako. habang tumatanda ako, dun ko na-realize na, ayoko na ng drama. Yung gusto ko lang ng tahimik na buhay, gusto ko lang magtrabaho ng maayos, yung walang issue, gusto ko rin ng relationship na stable, na grounded, na walang drama. Kasi, at the end of the day, life is short. Tapos, very limited lang kasi yung energy natin. You know, um, hindi natin alam kung kailan tayo mawawala dito sa mundo. And, we want to spend our time wisely, wherein we are calm, tapos kasama natin yung mga mahal natin sa buhay, yung nagagawa natin yung gusto natin. So I guess natutunan kong wag bawasan ng pagiging dramatic ko, especially as a woman, no? And I'll make a part 2 video about why I'm less dramatic, I'm more quiet, I'm more, hindi masyadong nagagalit, hindi na rin masyadong nagre-react. Um, it's so peaceful. Pati yung live ko peaceful na din, pati yung live stream ko is, yung mararamdaman mo na quiet na din, nonchalant na din pati yung mga nanonood. Na I learned to embrace peace. And peace might be boring, but it's something that, hinahanap-hanap ng katawan mo at isipan mo kapag tumatanda ka na. Isa sa mga reason kung bakit ako glowing is because I maintain my privacy as a person. I am a content creator but I'm more on podcasting kasi hindi ako mahilig mag-vlog, okay, hindi ako mahilig mag-take ng pictures. I'm someone who likes life to be low-key, calm, and private. Why? It helps in my glow up because I don't invite in strangers and negative energy in my life. Once kasi na pinost mo ang buhay mo or nagkwento ka about your life sa social media, is maraming tao makikialam dyan. Okay? Kahit mga tao na, kunwari nag-post ka lang na, oh, ganito yung ginawa ko, eto yung jowa ko, you are inviting the opinions of other people. And the opinions of other people does not really matter when it comes to your life. Okay? This is why I choose to be low-key. I don't really care anymore how many followers I lose or kung meron pa ba sigurong maiwan kahit konti. It's because dito sa social media, sinasabi nila na yung value mo is with with the number of followers that you have, with the engagement that you have. Okay. But nothing is forever, especially online. And I don't like my value as a person to be tied up to online presence alone. Okay, like this is why I still maintain my career outside of social media and I'm still continuing to build a career outside of social media kasi ayokong when the time comes na sawa na ako mag-TikTok and ayoko na mag-TikTok is wala na akong magawa kundi nasanay na kasi ako mag-TikTok, di ko na alam gagawin ko. Yun. This is why having a career outside of being a content creator is very important. My strategy when people ask me personal questions is to give them a straight up answer, but I always leave something to myself and I don't give details. Okay? Kasi may mga matatalino din na followers na kunwari nanguhula-hula sila, tapos yun, nagkakamali din sila. Ay, tama ako, sabi ko na nga ba in love ka kaya ka blooming Yan. You don't really know what happens behind the scenes, okay, of a person's life. And maganda talaga pag low-key or private ang buhay ng isang tao. It's because walang makikialam. Okay, this is why sa live, I answer what I can, but I always leave something for myself. Okay. Pag sinishare ninyo yung buhay niyo sa ibang tao, lagi niyong tatandaan na you are giving away your energy. And sometimes you're giving away your suerte. Okay. So be very careful with what you give away, especially when it comes to information. Okay. Ako, I promise myself if ever I'm going to have a partner and I'm still doing affiliate marketing and content creation or podcasting, is that I'm not gonna expose him to this kind of world, especially if he is a private person, because he does not deserve the judgment of other people. Ako nga naranasan ko yung judgment ng ibang tao. Ayokong iparanas yun sa isang private individual na hindi naman nagso-social media for a living or as a side hustle. I always tell my followers that this is a business for me and I'm here to build my skills sa selling, my exposure. It's making my private life as content will never happen because I think a private life will always be a happy life. Ang glow up talaga, ang daming pawis, ang daming pagod, ang daming effort na hindi nakikita sa camera. Ang nakikita kasi dito is results na lang ng glow up. Okay. Pag may nagla-like ng mga old videos ko, tapos titingnan ko anong itsura ko dati, kino-compare ko sa itsura ko now, tapos nakita ko na, ay, ang laki ng improvement. Grabe yung tuwa ko kasi, grabe din yung effort ko. Okay. Kaya pag may mga nag-joke time sa live na, uy, blooming ka kasi baka lumalab life ka na, ganun-ganun. Parang inaalis din nila yung credit sa akin. Yung pagod na ginawa ko, yung gastos na ginawa ko, yung sakripisyo na ginawa ko para marating yung milestones ng self-improvement ko sa physical and sa emotional and sa mental. Okay. Ang glow up kasi is sariling sikap. I'm so sorry. Hindi ka matutulungan ng kahit na sino dyan. Kahit na sinong lalaki, hindi ka matutulungan sa glow up mo. It's sariling sikap. Kasi ikaw yan Itsura mo yan, finances mo yan, buhay mo yan at the end of the day. It is an individual journey. Okay. Kaya talagang hindi ko maintindihan why the association, why women associate love with being blooming. Nakakatulong siguro siya kasi masaya yung puso mo. Pero guys, magastos at ang glow up tsaka madugo siya in terms of the financials and also yung disiplina na kailangan mo para taguyod mo siya long term. Kasi ang glow up is a long term process. Hindi siya 5 months, hindi siya 6 months. It took me 2 years and it was a very long process with a lot of sacrifices, a lot of pawis. Kaya pag may mga tao na sinasabi na blooming yan kasi ganito, ganyan. Tapos naging intriga pa sila sa live na kunwari nag-ask sila ng questions. Ano guys, my personal life, hindi nyo malalaman yan because if ever man I will have a partner is that I will protect him away from social media. Kaya hindi ako nagpo-post ng vlogs or pag nagla-live ako, kahit may mga sinasagot akong tanong na personal is hindi nyo hindi it's half the truth always because I don't like my personal life to be content. Okay? It's not my content. It's not my style. Kung sa Blue Up nga, mga kaibigan ko nga eh. Mga kakilala ko nga, hindi nila alam yung buhay ko. Hindi nila alam kung ano pinagdadaanan ko, hindi ako nagpo-post. Bihirang-bihira ako mag-post kahit sa personal accounts ko. Mas lalo dito sa mga ano na hindi ko kilala. Kaya pag minsan may mga followers na, ay, parang kilalang kilala ka nila kaysa sa sarili mo. Wala, nasa-shock lang ako talaga. Pero lagi kong sinasabi sa inyo is, ang Glow Up maraming pawis and you should always give credit where credit is due. Okay? Because yung gastos talaga guys. Nagpapasalamat na lang ako na isa akong affiliate kahit papaano is naaambunan ako kahit papaano ng free samples paminsan-minsan. Okay, pero yung gastos guys, it's really really a lot of money. And for me, hindi ko pa naaabot yung glow na masasabi ko na Diyosa level. So sabi ko hindi ako titigil hangga't hindi ko naabot yon. Hindi lang naman romantic love ang nagpapaganda sa isang babae. Because honestly, you really need money and a good self-care routine para maging maganda ka. Okay? Kasi ang love, hindi siya moisturizer, hindi siya collagen, at hindi siya glutathione. So sometimes, I don't understand the concept of why people tell other women na when you are blooming, it's because you are in love. Okay? Medyo natatawa ako sa concept na yon. Okay? Kasi like for me, when people tell me now that, oh, you're so blooming now, baka naman in love ka. Ate ko, ang dami kong tinitake. Parang I wouldn't give the credit to feelings, you know. Siguro feelings can make you glow a little bit, but bulk of the ano is not about feelings. I take collagen and glutathione religiously every day. And aside from that is meron akong mga nilalagay na lotion, na moisturizer, okay, para mas gumanda pa, para mas mag-improve ang skin tone ko. Tsaka nagdi-discover ako ng mga bagong kumbaga mga bagong products na magagamit ko para mas glowing pa or mas blooming. So yun lang, parang I wouldn't really give the credit to falling in love or being in love. Maybe if a woman is glowing or blooming, okay, marami kasing factors. Okay, maybe it's a combination of things. So natatawa ako sa concept na yun kasi tuwing magla-live ako tapos nakikita ng mga followers na, ay, blooming ka ngayon, may BF ka ba? Ganun, ganun. Hindi eh, ang dami ko lang talagang tinitake na collagen tsaka glutathione. So, I'm very thankful to the brands for making good products. Ako lang ba yung nakakaramdam na mas worse than the pandemic yung nararanasan natin ngayon? Okay, kasi nung pandemic, totoo na hindi tayo nakakalabas masyado, tapos naka-quarantine, mga ganyan, tapos yung mga nakakulong tayo sa bahay. Pero ako lang ba yung nakakaramdam na mas worse ito kasi yes, nakakalabas tayo, pero sobrang taas ng lahat ng bilihin. And of course, pati transpo, lahat yan susunod na tataas. And ang naiisip ko is, paano kaya natin ito masu-survive? Kasi meron akong napanood na economist na this is gonna be long term. And ang mangyayari daw is, maraming tao ang mawawalan ng trabaho, maraming tao ang mawawalan ng basta mawawalan ng work, mawawalan ng kabuhayan. So, kung walang work ang mga tao, syempre bababa din ang consumerism. So, malulugi yung mga negosyo, ganyan, 'di ba? So, mag-pray tayo and mag-work hard kasi hindi biro ang krisis na ito. And hindi it I have a feeling na matatagalan pa bago bumalik sa dati. Maybe sabi nung economist na pinanood ko is it's gonna take 2 years. Hindi madaling mag-apply ng trabaho sa Pilipinas kasi naman ang tataas ng standards, pero ang baba ng sahod. Okay. Dito ka talaga sa Pilipinas makakakita ng requirements na with pleasing personality, graduate of a 4-year course. Minsan may age requirement pa. At minsan may mga naghahanap pa na graduate from top universities. Pero pag tatanungin mo naman kung magkano yung pasahod, hindi naman akma sa qualifications doon sa sasahurin mo. Okay. Meaning, ang taas ng qualifications. Pero napakababa ng pasahod. Ganon ang job hunting ngayon, guys. And I'm not just talking about Filipino companies, pati foreign na rin. Okay? Kasi tinitingnan ko yung mga job with 5 years experience. Okay. Tapos with ganito, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Okay. Pero pag tingnan mo yung pasahod, Chay, sa taas ng gasolina ngayon, sa mahal ng bilihin ngayon, wala kang halos mabibili dun sa pasahod na yon. Baka pagkain mo lang ang mabibili mo. Okay? So yun ang reality ng pagiging empleyado. Okay? Mahirap magnegosyo, totoo yan. Pero mahirap din maging empleyado. Kasi nga pataas ng pataas yung requirements, pero bakit hindi tumataas yung sahod? Yun ang nakakaloka dun, 'di ba?